So we're at Goodwill. They've opened the door 5 minutes early. We're gonna make it a point to see, because about 10 different resellers all walked in at once. We're gonna make it a challenge to see if we can still find stuff. Alrighty. Get back here in the back. It's mostly older individuals. They're probably looking for like antique booth type stuff. So it's probably not gonna be a big seller, but might as well look. See, it's lovely. It looks like vineyard vines. Doesn't appear to be any new toys. I think Friday must be a crowd where they come in and try to get toy bins right when they open, because everybody who came in immediately went. I'm gonna have to see if I can get this one tightened up. I'm gonna check them out and see if they all work. It just sounded like a nightmare in my cart. All three of them going in different tunes. And they're still going. Well, I didn't even wind them that long. All right, I'm gonna wait until they stop. They finally stopped. How these do. We're gonna have to look all this stuff up in a minute. I did get some of those like spray office dust cleaners, because those are super useful, and they're gonna be really useful on these metal pieces. Get all the dust out of the nooks and crannies. So, cart blossoms. It's a Cutco knife block. I don't know what these are going for currently, but they have done well in the past. Which means we're gonna have to go look and see if they have some Cutco knives. So we're gonna skip this for a second and go over to the knives. Not seeing anything that looks like Cutco. Lamas Santa Fe Country Club. I'm gonna look up that. I'm not seeing anything that's sold from that country club. Well, Somebody needs to take that xylophone. Not fun. Okay. Another person looking for toy bins. I'm coming back tonight because I have a feeling, what I think I've caught on to, is that people were coming in early in the morning to get them, thinking that they got put out early in the morning. But from my experience, I've found way more in the evening after they've stopped stocking. So I think one of the last things they do at the end of the day is put out the toy bins. And at that point, everybody's gone home. Everybody's getting ready for dinner. And nobody comes in later in the evening. So I think I may have cracked the code. I think if I start coming in maybe after 5 or 6, I'm gonna start consistently finding more toy bins. It's used. I'm gonna go somewhere I can get away from the xylophone. I feel like they're following me. Oh, that xylophone. Alright, I don't think there's any Cutco knives, but that's okay. I'm going to look at the other half of this aisle because there's somebody standing here when I came through the first time. I don't think people are looking for those, but sometimes cleaning products, they only keep them for a very short period of time, and people will get hooked on them and then they take them away. So sometimes those can be good sellers. You just got to be careful what you're shipping and how you're shipping it. Might as well check out the linens. Try to avoid the super loud music. There's like a speaker or something directly over this area, so I have to move quickly and I have to talk quickly. But I try to catch it when the song is ending like it is right now, because sometimes they shoot in with the Goodwill promotional thing, and that gives me a little bit of time. That feels so snuggly. One side doesn't feel that great. I really do need a giant blanket for me and my dog. But I'm picky about my blankets. So we currently aren't satisfied, but I'd rather be unsatisfied until I find the right thing than to spend money on something that's going to keep us unsatisfied. I'm going to look up some of this stuff. Alright, the Disney charades only goes for like 10. The recipe box only goes for 10. This only goes for like 8. This Cutco block only goes for 20 and it's super heavy. If you find the ones with more slots, this one has 13, but the 18 slot one goes for like 40. The 24 slot one goes for like 100. So those are good to look for, just not the ones with fewer slots. I am gonna get this because that will go for like 25. The 10 things I'm actually going to put back because there's a lot listed in the $20-$25 range, but only 7 have sold. And I don't want these things sitting for a long time because I can't store them easily. These little perfumes, they're like Kimberly Sweet perfumes. Those only go for, the M&M thing, I noticed one of the hands is broken. The Lovey only goes for like 8, but this Pirate Dice game goes for 25, and even if it's not complete, the cup and the dice alone goes for 10 to 12. So most of this is about to go back. And then we'll look some more. We are down to the scraps. I got my bottle of conditioner worth about $20-$25, my game worth $25, and the 2 dust cans. Those usually are like $10 to $13, and I'm getting 2 bottles for $6, so it's nice to save money on the things that I need as a reseller, or even in my personal life, but especially as a reseller. I'm here trying to invest money, and saving money is also a nice investment. So I usually check all the tie-dyes just in case I find a Grateful Dead or something cool like that, Sublime or Smashing Pumpkins, all of which are pretty rare and valuable. Alright. I guess we'll browse through the purses really fast just to do our due diligence. I don't see, it is Vineyard Vines, but their accessories don't do like they used to do. A few years ago, the belts and ties were like usually an easy $40 to $100, but Vineyard Vines has started to slow down, and they're just not appealing to people as much, I guess. So it's not as valuable. I rarely dig through all these because when they bring a wallet or accessory bin out, it immediately gets dug through. So work front. I want to be Brighton. Cheap, 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 cheap. Ambassador genuine pigskin. I'm gonna look that up. It would need a very good cleaning, but I'm gonna look it up. And you can't tell what I'm talking about, but it's like a vintage sort of briefcase. So the pigskin briefcase is listed between $20 and $299. So what that tells me is that at one point, at least one of them sold pretty high, and so people listed them high, but between then and now, they have gotten tired of waiting for it to sell and have started to severely drop the price. So they probably do not sell very quickly. These are interesting. Coconuts by Matisse. That just seems bougie. I mean, it kind of looks comfortable, honestly. It's made of, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. So brand new, those do pretty well. Used, they look like sort of a bread and butter type thing. So I wouldn't invest in them used unless you are okay with just getting sort of bare minimum. I would get these if they were in a little bit better condition. Alright, I think we're gonna head out. I'm probably gonna come back in the evening and see if I score a toy bin. It is a little after 5:30 p.m. on Friday, and we're gonna go in and see what it's looking like in the evening on Friday. Friday's still one of the days I haven't quite figured out like what they do on Fridays. I mean, I know that I'm not saying they don't do work. I'm saying, like, you know, Mondays they're clearing shelves for 99-cent day. Tuesday and Wednesday they seem to get a truck sometime in that period, and they'll start putting a bunch of extra stuff out. Wednesday, I've noticed that they sort of declutter a little bit, but they'll still stock a good amount. But Fridays just seem sort of stagnant, and I haven't really figured out what their plan is. I guess they're just putting out their regular donations. But also, I can't tell when the majority of those donations get put out. So we're gonna go in and see what the evenings look like on Friday and see how different it is from the morning time. All right. I do have some new plush bins. I'll come back and look at those in a minute. What are these? Oh, the casters. Chinese Rose, James Kent. So, two of the 8-inch and two of the 10.5-inch have sold in the last 90 days for between $20 and $25 each. So there's this little stack of them there. Starting to get the sense that on Fridays I just sort of wing it. Maybe they have fewer employees on Fridays. All right, moving along. I don't think that's worth anything, but I'll check it out. Random knickknacks. I don't see a whole lot different on this aisle. I got a whole another thing out here. Can't see the mark on it. These are kind of cool. Little tugboat bookends. They're very, very dirty. I'll have to look this one up. Some of them do okay. Oh, there's multiple. Harry Potter. Oh, that's adorable. Never really looked into kids' luggage much. It's a nice size rug. I don't think they're good enough. Doll. The doll, like science fiction and fantasy can do pretty good. So I did get this Trees of Christmas. It's published by Cheekwood Gardens in Nashville, and it's from 1969. They only make 1,000 copies when they publish them, so this is like copy 575. I don't think it's really known of or selling right now, but I like that vintage Christmas stuff, and if I can't sell it, I might just hold on to it for a little bit and put it in my library. I don't know if these are worth it or not. Some of them do really well. They're definitely slowing down. I'm gonna look them up. Alright, so the color streets right now, it looks like a lot, like a mixed lot of 6 is selling for about $20 on average. And there's 45 in all those packs combined, and it'll cost about $18, so I think that's pretty good. I should be able to get at least, I don't know, 7 lots, and then I'd have like 3 left over, but well, I might just do them in lots of 5 and price them at like $18. And then that way I'd have well over $100 worth. Not really seeing new linens. I was hoping they'd bring a toy bin out, but it doesn't look like they're going to today. Most of the ones I've found in the evening I find on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So they may load up bins over the weekend and then put them out at the beginning of the week in the afternoons. I don't know. A helpful hint for some vintage t-shirts, if you don't mind finding them in the smaller sizes. Sometimes they confuse like 90s t-shirts that have really bold graphics on them for kids t-shirts, and they'll put them in the kids section. So I found like a lot of anime, like a lot of like cartoon, but they're like adult sizes, and usually they're priced at $1.99 in the kids section, so it's actually a better deal. Just browsing around. It's really dusty, but I don't know. Not the best team, not quite old enough, and very dusty. Ralph Lauren. I'm gonna check this one out real quick. I'm gonna leave it because it's $10. I can't find that exact one. Some go for $80, some go for $20. So I feel like I'm gonna end up getting stuck with it. Some of those can do alright, but that's in a really bad condition. What does that say? Crack off. Huh. this is Reed Krakoff, and it's the Messenger. No, it's the boxer bag, and the last couple sold between 150 and 180 used. And this one's an interesting green color. There's a little bit of wear, but overall it's pretty good. It is $12.99, but I think I can get at least 100, so I'm fine with that. All right, so I ended up just getting the Color Street in the bag. The China, the tea sets aren't gonna do that great. And then the plates are more, even though they're a good value, they're more of a springtime thing. And I'm moving in January, so if I can't get those sold in the winter months when that pattern's probably not going to sell as fast, then I'm gonna end up having to pack up and move those fragile plates. So I am starting to be a little more picky about what kind of dinnerware and stuff. I don't mind, you know, glass trinkets and whatnot, but those larger pieces are more likely to break. I don't really want to invest too much in them because of all the added work involved of packing them and moving them, and then the risk of them breaking in the move. So I'm going to be more selective. There's some Gap cargos. I think we're gonna head out. I will see y'all probably tomorrow.